All right, great Tuesday morning. Hope everyone is doing well. Cesar Mascoro Jr. in with Manufactured Home Sales Mastery in with our 15 minutes of mastery. Glad to be with you. As always, episode number 286 of our 15 minutes of mastery, where we come in each and every day to get you some information, inspiration, and motivation to get your day started off on the right foot. And today we're talking to everyone that's a leader, and especially those with the title. Those of you managers, general managers, sales managers, operation man, does not matter if you are titled as a manager in some sort of way. This message is especially for you, but even everyone else. Like I mentioned, everyone's a leader in this industry. You don't have to have the title. So this applies to you as well. And we're talking about leading from the front. Today's quote from Richard Branson says, "A good leader leads from the front. Don't get stuck in the office. Get out, meet people, and listen to their stories." Get out, meet people, and listen to their stories. What's the importance of leading from the front? Why is it such a big deal? I've put in the time, I've put in the work, I've gotten the experience, I've earned the right to be able to be in my office and do the things that need to get done, and make sure that the sales team is they've got to be doing what they've got to be doing. They're adults. Those are just some of the thoughts that may run through some people's minds out there once they've gotten to the point of being some sort of management. And my friends, I'm here to let you know that right there, even though at some point, right, some part of it is true that everyone that works there as adults, they should have the initiative on their own to be able to get the job done, do what they need to do each and every day in and day out. But here's the reality of it. They're human. They don't. Some people get beat up more than others. You have to remember, we're in an industry where 80% of the time our teams are dealing with rejection and negativity and everything that comes along with it. Yes, do they have some successes? Of course they do. They wouldn't be a part of the team still, right? And are they getting paid for doing so? Yes, they are. But they also need a view as far as support, as far as motivation, as far as inspiration. And that's why we want to talk about that, because here's the thing. As far as leading from the front, that means you're actively participating, right, in the day-to-day operations. You're demonstrating through your work ethic, your attitude, the professionalism that is expected from the team. You're showing those things. You're living those things. I mentioned to everyone that I work with that whenever anyone that's part of the sales team shows up to the office, that office should feel it. That office should know. It should be known that whether it's the GM, the sales manager, one of the professional housing consultants, they are in the building. You have to feel it. You have to bring that energy. And that's part of leading from the front. You have to be that example. As a general manager, imagine you coming in every day quiet as a mouse. Even if you're not down, even if you're not being negative, you just walk in, maybe get your coffee, maybe stroll over to your office, say hello to a few folks on the way, but you go into your office and then that's pretty much where you park it the majority of the day. Okay. What kind of inspiration is that? What kind of motivation, what kind of fire does that create for the team? None, really. All right. So you've got to be hands-on, engaged, showing not that you're above the work that the team has to do. Like I tell everybody, I'm never going to ask you to do something that I wouldn't do myself. I'm never going to ask you to do something that I don't do myself. Now, I may not be able to do it to the extent that you do as a sales consultant, as a professional housing consultant, but I can do it. I do it. I am it. Right? So it's that leading by example. You're also engaged, right? It's anticipating the problems, anticipating the challenges, meeting those challenges head on, and instead of waiting for problems to arise, like when you're not getting the response from customers, maybe you have a housing consultant who just doesn't seem to be moving a deal forward. Don't just tell that person to make the call or to call their customer or to get whatever needs to. You pick up the phone, you grab the phone, you call these people, you light a little fire under them as a general manager, as a sales manager, as the operation manager, whatever it may be, right? So be visible, offer guidance, be supportive, be engaged. It's huge, right? And when you do those things, you're also going to build that trust. You're going to build the respect from your team. That's why it's so important to be able to share in those challenges with them, and also in the triumphs and in the things that go well, sharing that with them, right? But building that foundation of trust and respect. And so the differences between someone who leads from the front and just someone who's managing a team. Okay, here it is briefly. Okay. Someone who leads from the front, they're actively involved in the daily operations, right? And interactions with their team and with clients. They're emotionally supportive, mentoring the team, helping them get through the stresses and the negativity and the problems that arise each and every day. You're a visionary thinker, right? You're inspiring with your vision. They're feeling, they understand, they know what we're after. And you create the initiatives that are going to help everyone achieve the goal of the company and their own. You're actively involved in helping them reach their goals. How can you do that without knowing what their goals are? How can you do that without holding them accountable? How can you do that without you being involved in their business and helping them achieve the goals that they're after, right? So that's leading from the front. Somebody who simply manages a team, that person is just delegating tasks. Hey, get this, get this, get this, get this, kind of sitting back and just pointing fingers and directing, which that's part of being a manager. I understand that. I understand that. You can't do everything and still keep the team where it needs to be. Okay. But it's delegating and being involved, not delegating without direct involvement. Okay, that's what managing a team is. You're transactional. Someone who just manages a team as opposed to leading from the front is just focused on the numbers, right, and the results over the well-being of the team as a whole. Having a finger on the pulse of what's going on with that team, where each individual player is at, and not just within the sales team, but everyone else that's involved in this. From operations to service to everyone, your contractors, understanding, right? And then being able to have a strategy, or I should say, people who manage, and as opposed to leading from the front, they don't have a strategy to the issues, to the problems. They're reacting to everything. So that's why you're always behind. You're always that step behind. You're feeling like you're not getting things done, or things aren't going the way that they could and should be going, because you're always in reaction mode. You're not hitting the numbers that you would want to be hitting each and every month, because you're always playing from behind. That's what happens when you're managing as opposed to leading from the front. So how can we as managers, how can you as managers lead from the front? Okay, here's the best 5 ways to get that. First and foremost, you have to stay involved in the sales activities. You have to be in your sales team's offices a great portion of the day, talking to them, talking to their customers, making phone calls with them, making sure that the marketing is being done so that they have the amount of leads necessary to be able to hit their goals. Just being a part of the sales process, not just making sure it's getting done, but being involved in it. You also calling, you confirming appointments, you dealing with customers that are not moving forward. Those are the things that you can be involved with, staying involved in sales activities. The next thing is build and maintain a supportive environment. It's about them knowing that they can rely on you and they can rely on each other. It's fostering that type of culture within your organization. That's going to help tremendously. That's going to also take a huge load off of you as a GM or as a sales manager, whatever your role may be, when they see the example and then they start to live the example. They start to be that example. But they're never going to get there if they don't see it coming from you first. No matter how, especially if you're just so, why aren't you guys helping each other? Well, man, why aren't you helping us? That's what you've got to understand, that's running through their mind. So building and maintaining a supportive environment is huge. The next thing we want to do is communicate openly and transparently. Yes is yes, no is no. Hey, here's a situation with these homes. Here's what's going on there. This is the problem that we have going on here. But also being open and transparent when people are doing great jobs. That is going to be huge as well, as far as leading from the front, because you have to celebrate those successes when things are going well, when someone's doing great, when the team is just kicking butt, man. It's about them. It's not about you. I made this happen. I led this team. No, the team did it. The team did it. Give them the praise. Let them take that spotlight. You watch. That's where you watch from the back. Let them revel in the success, but highlight it. Somebody's doing well, man. Point out that person. Congratulate them in front of the team, in front of the company. Just help them understand they're doing a great job. Celebrate those successes. And lastly, most importantly, invest in your own personal and professional development. I read an article, I think it was it was yesterday. I was reading through some information, and it was showing how people that are brand new to the business, okay, don't really take time to invest in personal and professional development because they're so nervous and they're always second guessing themselves, doubting that they're even doing a good job, right? So they're just so fixated on their concern of how am I doing, that they don't even think to take the importance of personal and professional development. Then you have those people that are like years 2 through 3, and those people are about 30% engaged in personal and professional development. And then it said that people that have been doing a certain career for 5 years or more are pretty much at a negative percentage when it comes to personal and professional development, because they feel that they've made it. They're there, they know it, they've done it, and they don't have to continue to learn. And that right there, folks, is a huge mistake. The more you have been in the industry, the higher, the bigger the responsibility you have, the more important it is that you make sure that you are invested into your personal and professional development, health, family, relationships, spirituality, and professional, as far as your knowledge of the industry, your knowledge as a leader, being able to help your teams, things of that nature, right? Now, I'm not saying you got to come to us at Manufactured Home Sales Mastery to get that done, although that's not a bad idea, right? But just get it done. The benefits to doing that are huge, not just for you, but for your whole team, because now you're able to now mentor them. You're able to guide them so that they can overcome hurdles and things that may happen in and outside of the office. But only by you getting better personally and professionally can you help others do the same thing. So we don't stop. It doesn't stop. Our improving does not stop when you reach a certain management level. You know, I'm the GM now. I can just tell people what to do. No, you have to continue to learn. You have to continue to grow, because if not, you get left behind and your team is going to suffer. And when your team suffers, you suffer, the company suffers, everyone suffers. So go out and be a leader who leads from the front. And for those of you watching this, you do not have to have a management title to be a leader. Grab a hold of this, implement it into your life, into your business, and watch what happens. Hope you guys have a great Tuesday. Get on out there, make the best of it. It's already the 13th of August. My gosh, go and make it a great day. And if there's anything that we can do here at Manufactured Home Sales Mastery for you and your sales teams to take your life, your business, your career to a whole new level, that's what we're here for. Reach out to us, and we are happy to help. We'll talk soon. And until then, I can't wait to meet you.